Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, click the bell, and click all to get all notifications. If you have any tech questions, please click the Discord link. Hello, I'm going to show you today another tutorial about DaVinci Resolve, which is for editing video. So for example, I have this YouTube video here, and this Debian installation part was pretty long, so I wanted to speed it up. So that's one of the things I'm going to show you today is how to edit a bunch of video and how to speed this up. See if we go right here. You can see it was sped up about 1,000% here. Okay, so let's load up DaVinci Resolve. And actually, the first thing we're going to do is actually delete some of a video, and I'll show you how to do that. It's fairly easy to do. Okay, we'll do new project, and we'll call this Debian installer final. Pull this over, pull this in here, don't change, and I'm going to pull this other video in here too. And then I come down here and click edit into this edit tab. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this video onto the timeline. You can see here it has this Elgato logo, and I want to get rid of that. So I use usually shift left, and I find what frame it switches at. So right here it switches, and I hit Control B. And you can zoom in here on a timeline if you want. And now you can click this and hit delete, and it'll just move it over. And now that part is gone. Okay. So next part I want to do was actually speed something up. And to do that, we'll have to cut. We're going to use the blade tool again. So let's go to like right here. And we're going to cut it, use the blade tool again here. So hit Control B. I know I keep saying cut. In some software it's called cut. So now let's scroll to like where this is almost done. Oh, right about here. It's pretty good. Oh, yeah, the scrolling's a little right there. So I cut it there. And now let's make this section a lot faster, so it's a lot less boring. So you can see these are linked together, and that's problematic with this. When we deleted the first two sections at the start, they were linked together, and that's fine, but now we don't want them to link. So you want to right-click and go uncheck link, and now you can see you can select these individually. So now we want to click this one and go to change clip speed, and let's do 1,000% and do stretch to fit. Then it'll go bloop. But now you have this big gap that you have to fix, and you also have the audio track that you probably don't want because it's not going to be in sync anymore. And if you make it this fast, it'll also be like really high pitched voice, so you might as well just delete it. And in the other example, I added some audio. So you can just right click on this and go delete selected as well. And now you want to pull these back on the timeline. Now if you see here, they actually snap very well together. And that's part of the timeline here. If you come up with the timeline and then there's this snapping. So if you ever want to turn off snapping, you can just do that. And now it'll like flow into the timeline if you needed to even overlap something if you really needed to. But usually you want it to snap, and I usually just use the N key to do that. And I guess this is the icon too, snapping right here too. So that's all snapping. So it's off, now it's on. Okay, so now that's pretty much how I delete video, speed up video. You can actually also slow down video just by right clicking and doing change clip speed here and doing less than 100%. So if you did like 50%, the clip would be twice as long. And that's pretty much how DaVinci Resolve will change the speed of these clips. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you is how to so this is a Python tutorial. This is a separate clip we imported at the beginning, and we're going to just put this onto this timeline here. And you can see I put it onto this layer too. So I call these, I guess these are called channels here, or tracks, I'm sorry. They're called tracks. If you can add a track if you want. So this would be a new visual one, and you can add an audio track too. Sorry, let's do stereo. Okay, and then you can pull these out. So then you can have independent if you really needed to. But then they can also live on the same track as your main thing. It's up to you where you want these. You can do more advanced things when these are separated out like this. So if you needed to do like audio correction for this only, chances are you want it on its own channel. So that's kind of a little bit of an advanced setup. And you can also get rid of this, I believe. Just delete track and then delete track. So now you're back to normal like this. And I usually just try to have these two, and then if you need to do more editing, you can do more tracks there. Okay. The last thing is just, usually I just render this out at this point. So I come here. Last time I didn't do this, so I'm going to do Debian install final. Location here, I just always do video. And I'll just do 2 here. And last time we did individual clips. Now we don't want that. We want to do a single clip. So that was the difference between the last video and this video. Is the last video we showed you how to chop up videos, and you would use this button. You don't want to use that anymore. You want this all in a single clip now. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of different ones. Okay, so now we come down here. I use this MP4. Codec is 264. 1920 by 1080 is fine. I usually change this to 30. The rest of the settings are fine. Then you can hit add to render queue and then hit render all. And last time I didn't know how to turn off this preview window here. You actually come up here and just click these 3 and you do update during rendering, turn this off. And it should speed up the render a little bit. I'm not sure why that's on by default. So you can still see the timeline moving down here, but for the most part, this says it'll be done in 2 minutes and 22 seconds with this setup. So that's basically how to edit a bunch of video. So the first thing we did was delete some video at the beginning. The next thing we did was speed up some. We sped up some video, and then we took the audio track off of that piece of video, and then we added some video to the end, and then we started the render, and we also showed how to disable this. It's usually set to minimal, which is good, but I'm sure it's even faster when it's set to off. So that basically concludes this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Talk to you soon.